Erste Hilfe. Hier, Erste Hilfe.
Danke.
We are losing objective butter.
Hier, Erste Hilfe für dich. Erste Hilfe, greif zu.
We have taken objective Charlie.
Wieder hin. Erste Hilfe, nimm schon. Lass mich deine Wunden versorgen. Erste Hilfe, nimm schon.
We have taken objective Duck. A flame trooper kit is available near your location. We have taken objective apples.
Sturmsoldat gesichtet. Erste Hilfe, greif zu, Mann!
Objective Edward.
Was ist halt?
Objective apples. We have taken objective butter.
Erste Hilfe! Ich hoffe, das Zeug nützt dort. Soll ich mir die Wunde mal ansehen? Ich ziehe mir die Wunde an. Für dich, Kamerad. Erste Hilfe. Damit kommst du auf die Beine.
We have lost objective Edward.
Joe. My name is Ben Lindbergh. I'm a writer for TheRinger.com, and on the other line, undrafted free agent Michael Baumann.
Well, that's not strictly true, actually, because
the Michael Baumann I'm currently talking to is an undrafted free agent.
Yeah, I get to live out your worst nightmare on this podcast, talking to Mike Baumann about college baseball. So this is...
That's right. This will all be explained in just a couple minutes. We're going to get to a guest, and then we'll play a little game. But before that, a bit of banter.
And I want to say congratulations to real quick before you get to your question, congratulations to the Chicago White Sox for, I think, getting a steal in Michigan State left-hander Joe Mockbee in the 29th round. Saw a little bit of him when against Ohio State and in the Big Ten tournament a couple years ago. He could pitch a little bit. It could be a useful org arm. Maybe make it up to the majors. So, that's my third day steal.
All right, flashing your scouting eye on the podcast. I like it. So, one real baseball question for you. You power ranked every team on TheRinger.com yesterday. This is something you do at periodic intervals throughout the season. First of all, let me ask you what your power ranking philosophy is, because there's the retrospective power rank when you're ranking how good a team has been. There's the looking forward power rank when you're just looking at projections, how good you think they will be or will end up being. What are you aiming for?
I think I lean a little bit more on the side of looking forward, because the last time I did this was in May and the Cubs were bad then. I think I ranked them second or third. I mean, I didn't think they were bad. They were like around 500 like they are now. So, yeah, I guess, how good I think the team will be going forward. I think we're getting a part of the season right now where even in cases that aren't as extreme as, like the Giants, for instance, were a top 10 team for me going into the season. Now they're bottom 5 or so. Like, even in cases that aren't that extreme, I'm starting to reevaluate how important these teams. So, the Cubs and the Indians both dropped a lot, for instance, because, eventually, like, we're almost halfway through the season. Eventually, you can't keep going on preseason hype.
Yeah, well, that's kind of what I wanted to ask you. What was the hardest team to rank? What was the one that you agonized over the most or felt least confident about when you placed it somewhere?
I think the Rangers. The toughest part of this, I think the Rangers are the toughest team, but they're part of this. At the time I was doing them, there were 12 teams that were within 2 games of a playoff spot in the American League, and like the back half of that, it's just all parsing what you like about one team versus another. Like the Twins are in a good position for a playoff spot right now compared to the Mariners, but I think the Mariners have more talent, but they're all hurt. And I think the Rangers, I've just had a hard time. They're a team that I've historically over the past like 3 or 4 years liked a lot, but just their pitching is really weird. Lucroy's not hitting, Odor's not hitting. Those were guys that you really ought to have been able to count on. And I'm still like, I got burned by Nomar Mazara a little bit last year, and I wrote about him a little bit. I'm not really sure if I can trust him. So they were, I ranked them 16th, and that's just, they could have been as high as 12 or as low as 20 something, just depending on which one of those American League pseudo contenders you really like. It was just, and it's weird that there isn't that much separation in the American League. It just makes it hard to look at the standings and then sort of project, because like all these teams are deeply flawed, and yet they're not so flawed that they've fallen out of the race the way pretty much everybody in the National League has.
Yeah. All right, you wanted to salute one of your childhood favorites for a moment?
Yeah, well, I don't know if salute's the right word. Carlos Ruiz, who is a favorite Philly of mine. I have no idea how he recorded it out when he pitched on, I guess, Tuesday night.
We have taken
Yeah, there are
objective
some
Duff.
guys who, like, it's awesome and everybody loves Chooch, but, like, there are some position players who look like they're well suited to pitching, and, like, you can tell if it's perfect pitches that he wasn't.
Yeah. What was the stuff like while you're flashing your scouting knowledge?
The stuff was like 78, 83, and like some guys, I was at it, like probably the best
We have
live
lost
Major League
objective
Baseball
Butter.
experience ever for me was not last year's World Series. It was a 19-inning game between the Phillies and the Reds in 2011, where Wilson Valdez came in and got the win for the Phillies, and he was like 99 miles per slide, and this was not that. He wasn't fast enough to like, for hitters to actually treat him like a real pitcher, but he wasn't like slow or funky enough that it threw them off, and it was just batting practice.
Yeah.
That game could have gotten even uglier than it did.
Not very projectable. What was the final? It was 20. That sounds like the score of a game in which Ruiz might pitch. So that makes sense. All right, well, we have a guest, Michael Baumann. I present to you Michael Baumann, who was drafted with the 98th overall pick in the 3rd round by the Baltimore Orioles. Hey, Michael, congratulations. Thanks for coming on.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Are you a Mike or a Michael?
I wouldn't put Mike growing up, but now that I'm on it, I started switching to Mike and kind of started going from there. Kind of turned into Big Mike, so.
Ooh, big
That's
Mike.
good, yeah. So what went into that change? Because that's something that I've had a similar decision to make as I've grown up too. So, you know, what's your thought process behind going from Michael?
He got bigger than you did, I guess, which made it easier.
No, it's just kind of what my coaches started calling me in high school, and I kind of carried it over to college. And now it's just easy to say when people say if you go by Michael or Mike, I just kind of made up my mind to say Mike.
Cool. So give us a scouting report on you for people who haven't seen you or read about you yet.
I'm a big guy. I'd say power arm with
We have lost
developing
objective
slider.
Duff.
It's my second best pitch, and continuing to work on a curveball and changeup as well.
So one thing that
We have
interested
taken
me
objective
about
Charlie.
you is that you went to Jacksonville University in Florida, but you grew up in Minnesota. So how do you end up at Jacksonville growing up in Minnesota?
We actually have a pipeline up there. We have a couple guys from Wisconsin. History with some Minnesota guys. Big local guy name is Chris Anderson. And so our coach came up here and recruited me, saw me, and never really heard of Jacksonville University, to be honest with you. And I went down
We are
and visited
losing
and fell in love with
objective
it. And obviously the weather was a huge bonus.
Yeah, I was going to ask if you missed snow after, because I grew up north and went to college in the south too. And there was a point where I missed snow. You had, you know, obviously a lot of it, but did you ever get to that point?
Honestly, yeah. I love Minnesota. I'm here right now. Just kind of makes me realize how beautiful it is up here. And I get to go home for 3 weeks in the winter. And now I'd
We
say
have
I
lost
love snow
objective
leading up
apples.
to Christmas and New Year's. And after that, I'm ready to get back down to Florida.
So you're going back up north eventually into the Orioles system. How much do you, I guess, sort of scope out potential landing places? I mean, I imagine you have an advisor and you're in talks with teams regarding stuff like, you know, how much money you might be asking for in a signing bonus. But, you know, do you have
taken
like,
objective
oh, I'd
Butter.
like to go to this place or I'd like to go to that place, or is it just I want to get drafted and I want to get drafted as high as possible?
Yeah, I mean, it's just a great opportunity to be able to play professional baseball, and I think I'm blessed to be able to not be a part of such a great organization with Baltimore, and we're going to go from there, and, you know, I couldn't be more happier.
Did you have any inkling of where or when you were going to go in the draft? Were you surprised at all?
Yeah, actually, I have no idea leading into the
Take
draft.
objective Edward.
You know, I had a couple guys reach out to me, but they didn't really say, you know, we'll take you here, we'll take you there. So I was kind of surprised when I got picked.
Were the Orioles one of those teams? Had you seen their scouts around or known they were interested in you?
Yeah, I saw the area scout around a couple of videos. I met him before the season, but, you know, he respectfully just kind of let me be throughout the season, didn't reach out much, and, you know, I've been talking to him, and he's a great guy, and, you know, so far it seems great.
Did you have any idea of, you know, you were on top 100 lists and stuff, but did you have any idea of where you might go, or were you just sort of feeling that out as you got to day 2 of the draft?
Yeah, my advisor said 2 to
We have
4,
taken
so I tried not to
objective
get my
apples.
hopes up. And for the first day, started getting 2, but I wanted to go as soon as
objective
possible, just like most guys. And so we're seeing the 2 to 4 range.
You said try not to get your hopes up. So how effective were you at not getting your hopes up on Monday night?
Well, I wanted to go, but I didn't want to let myself down in case it didn't happen.
So what do you while you're waiting around to get drafted? Did you have trouble sleeping Sunday, Monday night? What did you do? Were you in front of the TV, or were you out off doing something else trying to take your mind off?
Well, leading up to the draft, I
We are
couldn't wait
losing
for it to
objective
start. And then once it started, the first night on Monday, we started watching it. I started getting anxious. There's so much emotion going around. I actually left the house until the draft was over. And then the second day came around. We still started watching the draft, even though I was advised not to watch the draft. That was advice from previous guys. But once I saw my name called, it was like a dream come true. It was a blast. Everyone started going crazy. It was awesome.
How many people did you have with you? Was it just close family and friends, or did you have a big group?
Yeah, it was close family and friends, probably about 15, 20 people.
And so what is the call like? The phone rings, you pick up, who's on the other end, and what does that person say?
Well, I actually got
We are
picked
losing
before I got
objective
a
Charlie.
call, so
Okay.
so we saw my name on TV, saw the guy say my name, and that's when everyone jumped up. I couldn't believe it. And then, I got a call later on just saying
We have
welcome
taken
and
objective
going
Duff.
into some more details after that. So it was definitely a surprise.
You were drafted previously, right? Before you went to Jacksonville, much lower down. So what was that like, or how was that different from this time, and how did you make the decision to go to school instead of signing then?
Well, it was a cool experience. The first time is, hometown team. It was actually on my graduation day in high school. So it was a huge moment. On both sides, you guys are in high school. But I knew for sure I was
We are
going on
losing
to Jacksonville
objective Charlie.
University. So this moment was definitely a lot more real and a lot more exciting, a lot more emotional too.
So you
March.
talked about the pipeline from Minnesota and Wisconsin to Jacksonville. And there's a little bit of a pipeline from Jacksonville to Baltimore between their third rounder last year, Austin Hayes, and Adam Walker, who took sort of a circuitous route, but he's in the Orioles system now. Have you heard from either of them? I know you didn't play with Adam Walker, but have you gotten anything from those guys as to what you might expect?
Yeah, I've heard from Brett Walker throughout the offseason. He's great to have around down in Jacksonville. He's really good with our guys. And then I've heard a lot from Hayes. I actually played with him. He's like a brother to me. So
Erste Hilfe, greif
he's
zu,
been
Mann!
a great support system, great friend. And we've been talking back and forth a little bit.
You still have to work out contract stuff, but do you have any hopes or expectations about when or where you might get started?
No, I don't think I've figured that out yet, but looking forward to start right there on me.
Well, you two guys are going to be battling over the Michael Baumann Google results for years to
I was
come.
about to say that. My mom's got a Google alert for Mike Baumann baseball, and you're just going to absolutely destroy it. Once you get up in the high minors, certainly.
No, I gotta say, I laugh whenever I see people tweeting at you and you're saying, "Oh, congrats, son." It's funny, it cracks me up. I've been trying to think of something to say back, so.
Yeah, I got a huge follow-up verse yesterday when you went off the board. Like a whole bunch of people really disappointed that I'm not going to the
We
Orioles.
have lost objective
So college baseball, there's
We have
not
taken
really
objective butter.
a bad program in the state of Florida just because there's so much talent there and there's so much attention paid to the game. But Jacksonville, it's not one of the bigger programs, but you had the opportunity to play against Florida State a couple times and take your shot at the bigger programs. What was that experience like as sort of the underdog going into games against a team like Florida State?
Oh, it's awesome, for sure,
We have
being
lost
able to
objective Edward.
see, teams that you grew up watching on TV, and then, but once you get there, you can compete. Small schools like us, and then other A-Sun schools like Florida Gulf Coast, Stetson. We get to compete against Florida and Florida State, and it's definitely a blast. And for small school, we definitely like to see we have an up-and-coming program, which has been due to a great job by our coaches.
Who's the best hitter you've ever faced at any level, you think?
We have
Best
lost
hitter?
objective
I faced Logan Warmouth last summer, but also, Austin Hayes and Interspot.
We have lost
He's
objective
a beast.
Yeah, right. And he's in the Orioles system too, right?
Right. So He's definitely a guy I want on my team.
Do you have other teammates from this year, recent years, who got drafted high up or are doing well in the minors already?
Last year, a good buddy of mine, JJ Gould, he's with the Marlins organization. I'm hoping Sam Armstrong, he was my roommate freshman and sophomore year. I'm hoping to see his name called later today.
All right. Well, I guess that Michael, you can keep Michael and Mike will keep Mike, or he'll keep Big Mike.
That feels like a good way to keep people from getting confused. So we'll work with that.
Right, sure. Maybe you guys can switch roles at some point, and Big Mike can host the podcast, and Michael can pitch in the Orioles system.
Yeah.
Right. All right. Well, Mike, thanks for coming on and indulging us with the double-barreled Bauman action. It's good to talk to you, and congratulations again. Good luck.
Yeah, thank you again, and thanks for having me.
I didn't want to say this while the other Michael Bauman was on the line, because I didn't want to put him in the position of having to respond to it. But if you're a college starter, I would think that the Orioles would be.
Man, I like tried to hit it. Like, I mean, obviously it's not but like I was so jazzed that he got picked like in the top 100, and then I was like, oh, he went to the Orioles, and I can pressure our editor Mallory Rubin, who's the biggest Orioles fan that I know. Maybe she might be the biggest Orioles fan anybody knows.
We are losing objective.
She's got to get a Mike Bauman jersey once he gets to the majors, and then I thought,
which should be by September or so, at the rate the Orioles rotation is pitching.
Well, the way they develop pitchers, and like he's a guy, he said his secondary stuff's developing, and that sort of jives with the stuff I've read about him. That like the body is there, and the velocity is there, and the secondary stuff needs to come. The Orioles have a reputation for taking really polished amateur pitchers and just backing them up. And I'm a little nervous for my proud son.
Yeah, he's struggled for a while, and then Theo will trade for him, and all will be well. Yeah, that's somewhat concerning, but if you want to go to a team that has a quick path to the majors, Orioles starter, that is a real growth industry. So let me ask you this. I know that you are not in this biz for the fame, but are you pulling for Michael Bauman because you feel a kinship with his name, or, be honest, is there a part of you that is worried about being in the shadow of the other Bauman if he does make it to the big leagues, and of spending the rest of your life getting tweets meant for Michael Bauman, pitcher?
So there's a recently retired MLB.com writer who I think we brought him up on the podcast, Mike Bauman with one N, who
spelled differently.
Yeah, I got confused with. So I think I'm pulling for him. I mean, particularly now that we've talked to him, it's like, you name the lobster in the lobster tank at the restaurant, and you can't eat it. Like, now that I've talked to him, it's hard to root against him. But he's got a long way to go. I checked, because at least one outlet confused my Twitter account for his, and I've got like 20 times more followers than he says he cracks his knuckles into the microphone. So, let's get out of low A before we start. The more famous Mike Bauman in baseball.
Just gotta get to the show, and he will close that follower gap pretty quickly.
Yes.
All right, let's take a quick break here from our sponsors, and we'll be back to play a game. Getting a good night's sleep is easier said than done. I don't think it's even easy to say it, and that's especially true when you think you've just heard a noise downstairs. Think about it. What do you do in that situation? You could turn on all the lights and keep watch. You could check your kids' beds every hour, sleep with one eye open, or you can rest easy, knowing that your home and family are protected with SimpliSafe. When you install your SimpliSafe home security system, you're arming your home with powerful sensors that actually tell you if a door opens or if a window breaks. There's a 105 decibel siren that alerts you at the first sign of trouble, and a dedicated team of security professionals watching over you 24/7, ready to send the police. With SimpliSafe, there are no long-term contracts, and around-the-clock monitoring is only $14.99 a month. So don't spend another night second-guessing your home's safety. Get SimpliSafe and get some rest. Go to simplisafe.com/ringer and get a special 10% discount when you order today. Again, that's simplisafe.com/ringer for 10% off your order. And I also want to tell you about Dollar Shave Club, the smarter choice. Get a great shave at a great price, conveniently delivered right to your door. It's an awesome life pack and a no-brainer choice. You no longer have to schlep to the store to either buy a cheap disposable razor that gives you a cheap shave, or spend a fortune on razors with the gimmicky shaving tech you'll need when you use your Dollar Shave Club Executive Razor with their Dr. Carver Shave Butter. The blade just gently glides, giving you such a smooth shave. Dr. Carver Shave Butter is transparent for a more precise shave. It helps prevent ingrown hairs and fights razor bumps, so you too can make the smarter choice by joining Dollar Shave Club. For a limited time, new members get their first month of the Executive Razor with a tube of Dr. Carver Shave Butter for only $5 with free shipping, and after that, razors are just a few bucks a month. That's a $15 value for only $5. In your first month's box, you get a weighty handle, a full cassette of 4 cartridges, and a tube of shave butter, and after your first month, replacement cartridges ship automatically at their regular price. There are no hidden fees and no commitments. You can cancel anytime you like, and you can only get this offer exclusively at dollarshaveclub.com/MLB show. Again, that's dollarshaveclub.com/MLB show. All right, let's get back to the baseball. All right, so we are going to play a little game right now that we are stealing from Sam Miller of ESPN with permission, and it is called Is This Reliever Currently Good? And he did not define the game beyond speculating that the rules would be that one person names a reliever and the other person guesses who's currently good. This reminds me of the games that Andy McCullough and Pedro Mora have been playing recently on Sports Writers Blues, the LA Times baseball podcast, which is reliever or fictional person, and their success rate on that has been pretty shaky, which I can't blame them
unlike
for.
a game that we played on this podcast.
Yeah, but I think that the reason that we are all wanting to play this game is that there are way too many relievers to keep track, just because teams are still using pitchers for shorter and shorter outings, and every team is carrying 13 pitchers now, it seems like. And if you look at how many relievers have actually pitched this year, there have been so far this season 409 Major League pitchers who've gotten at least one outing in relief. If we go back 20 years to simpler days, 1997, the full season, 419 relievers. So we are now about 40% of the way through the season, and we are 10 relievers short of 20 years ago full season total. Of course, there were 28 teams at that time, but also guys were going in deeper into games and relievers were pitching longer outings. Anyway, there's no way that anyone can keep track of all of these guys, even if that's supposed to be their job.
409 pitchers have had one relief appearance. So
yes.
I just Wikipedia'd the list of countries and dependencies by population.
We have lost objective Duff.
If they get to 1,000, they'll catch the Vatican City. They've already blown past the Pitcairn Islands and are closing in on the Cocos Keeling Islands of Australia. So we'll keep an eye on that as the season progresses.
Yeah, there needs to be like a Twitter bot or something that just keeps track of each new reliever who makes the majors and links to some page where we can find out about him, just so we can keep track of the massive influx of pitchers no one has ever heard of before. So we're playing this game, Is This Reliever Currently Good? And we're not going to define what good means. We're just going to go with the Justice Potter Stewart definition of whether a season is good. And maybe there will be some cases where it's something you could quibble about, but we'll just go with the gut. So do you have someone you want to start out with?
Yeah, let's start with Ken Giles, because I legitimately don't know. Mostly just asking you for guidance.
I believe Ken Giles is having a good season this year, and I also believe Gregerson is having a bad season this year.
Luke
Those are
Gregerson
things
is
I
having
believe.
a very bad season this year.
Right.
So Ken Giles, it doesn't feel like he's like his ERA plus coming into Wednesday night's action. I have no idea what day of the week it is anymore. His ERA plus is 101. And like the peripherals aren't substantially different to where they were last year, or they're not that much worse than at least his second year with the Phillies. But like he's just giving up runs in bunches, and the stuff is not that different. And I'm just not really sure what's going on. But at the same time, like the Astros, nobody cares this year as opposed to last year because he didn't blow like his first 3 save opportunities. There's no closer controversy, and the Astros are currently beating the Rangers by 65 runs. So, like, you can get away with sort of a mediocre. I mean, that's not even
Bist verletzt.
mediocre
Ich
numbers
kann dir
for a
helfen.
closer. Like league average is like
Right.
that's not
We are losing objective Duff.
not really acceptable for high level relievers.
League
so-
average for a ninth inning reliever at this point is like a 1.5 ERA or something like that. So yeah, you're right. This is all relevant. So Ken Giles' not so good season would be a pretty good season for some pitchers, but given what he has accomplished in his pre-Astros career, I guess this is not, I would say currently not good, at least compared to what he has been.
Let me give you a couple, and I hope I'm not stepping on any of your current guys, but would you rather have, let's see who's doing
We have lost
better.
objective Duff.
Would you rather have Ken Giles or how about his teammate, Will Harris?
I'd say Will Harris, right? I mean,
Probably
he's
say
been
Will Harris, too.
much better the last couple of years.
Yeah. How about...
Giles still struck out 14 guys per nine last year.
And, well, I mean, this is the other thing, and we're gonna come on to this, I imagine, and talk about it in some detail. But like 14 per nine, like Ken Giles looks like prime Brad Lidge, and I wonder if just even dating back to his rookie year with the Phillies, if just the strikeout rates for high leverage relievers have gone up so much so quickly
Wird
that
gemacht.
he's been more or less the same, and the league has just sort of caught up to him.
Could be. All right, my guy,
We have taken
Joaquin
objective
Soria.
I was thinking about him.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say good.
Yeah, he's been good. I would say he's been good. He actually has almost the same
We have
ERA
taken
as
objective
Ken
Butter.
Giles, but he struck out 12 guys per nine, which is a career high for him. And he has not allowed a home run. He's walked many more guys than he used to. So it's kind of an edge case if you go with the peripherals, though. He's been good. He's got sub 2 FIP. So
I'm going to say something extremely anti-sabermetric, but Joaquin Soria is so proven closer that he makes me believe in his proven closerness no matter what he does. Like, if you gave me Joaquin Soria and a league average bullpen, I'd probably have him pitch the ninth inning, even if, like, there's a limit to how rational I'm willing to be about this. So I hope that doesn't undermine the game.
is it just his aura? He gives you the sense
I mean,
that
because he's Joaquin Soria. Like, you know.
he was awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's still closer to awesome than I would have guessed. Just took a little hunt through the leaderboards. Who you got?
Okay, so this is an easy one. Corey Knable. Obviously, he's good now, but I'm interested in your prognosis of whether he will continue to be good. What do you make of Corey Knable striking out 16.1 batters per 9 innings?
I mean, there are a lot of guys like that. Like there's Brad Peacock, who's suddenly striking people out. So without diving deep into the stats, because I haven't, I would say that it's really hard to do that even over, 33 games he's been in, 32 and a third innings. It's pretty hard to strike out 58 batters in 32 and a third innings without doing something right. So I'm going to say that's pretty real.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is, like, the separation between the movement and velocity between his